Story. 7 years ago today I am going to tell you 5 short stories that are so emotional that they will make you cry immediately. No, I do not want you to cry. I just want you to appreciate the valuable relationships we all have in our lives. After you finish reading, whichever stories or whichever relationships in it bring tears to your eyes, make sure you either call them or text them telling them that you love them. That is all I want for today. The hardest bullets. She moved her delicate fingers across his medals-clad chest as she bade him goodbye. Unsure if he would see her again, he planted a kiss on her forehead and turned abruptly towards the door. No bullets had him hit so hard as much as his daughter's tears. 2. The kiss. Getting late for a meeting, need to run, he said, as he slung his coat over the shoulder and bounded out of the house. As he drove away, she came running down the stairs 2 at a time. Wait, she said, but he had already left. Her mouth crumpled like used wrapping paper. He forgot to give me a goodbye kiss, she whispered in a voice that trembled under the weight of her hurt. She called him. You left without giving me a kiss, she said accusingly. I am sorry, sweetheart, he said, his voice contrite. It is okay, she said, trying to be all grown up as she cut the call. She gulped down her breakfast morosely, wore her shoes, picked up her school bag and started to walk out of the door, her shoulders slumped. As she climbed down the steps, the car glided to a stop outside the house. He got out of the car. She ran to him, her whole face lit up like a Christmas tree. I am sorry I forgot, he said, as he picked her up and hugged her. She said nothing. Her jaw ached from smiling. 15 years later, no one would remember he was late for a meeting. But a little girl would never ever forget that her father drove all the way back home just to kiss her goodbye. 3. Lesson for everyone. A son took his old father to a restaurant for an evening dinner. Father, being very old and weak, while eating, dropped food on his shirt and trousers. Others diners watched him in disgust while his son was calm. After he finished eating, his son, who was not at all embarrassed, quietly took him to the washroom, wiped the food particles, removed the stains, combed his hair and fitted his spectacles firmly. When they came out, the entire restaurant was watching them in dead silence, not able to grasp how someone could embarrass themselves publicly like that. The son settled the bill and started walking out with his father. At that time, an old man amongst the diners called out to the son and asked him, "Don't you think you have left something behind?" The son replied, "No sir, I haven't." The old man retorted, "Yes, you have. You left a lesson for every son and hope for every father." IV. The sweeter apple. A lovely little girl was holding 2 apples in her hands. Her mom came in and softly asked her little daughter with a smile, "My sweetie, could you give your mom one of your 2 apples?" The girl looked up at her mom for some seconds. Then she suddenly took a quick bite on one apple, and then quickly on the other. The mom felt the smile on her face freeze. She tried hard not to reveal her disappointment. Then the little girl handed one of her bitten apples to her mom, and said, "Mommy, here you are. This is the sweeter one. Without your love, I would die one day." A boy and a girl were driving home after watching a movie. The boy sensed there was something wrong because of the painful silence they shared between them that night. The girl then asked the boy to pull over because she wanted to talk. She told him that her feelings had changed and that it was time to move on. A silent tear slid down his cheek as he slowly reached out to his pocket and passed her a folded note. At that moment, a drunk driver was speeding down that very same street. He severed right into the car, killing the boy. Miraculously, the girl survived. Remembering the note later, she unfolded it and read, "Without your love, I would die."